Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about meal prep and why meal prepping is so important in general for achieving your goals. So before we start, as always, you guys, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, otherwise I'm not going to show you any of my recipes, showing you basically all my secrets, giving you all the advice that you need. So that's the minimum you can do, okay? Anyway, let's get into the video now. So the reason why, you know that I always talk about workouts and exercises and what to do in order to grow the bunda. A lot of people actually don't understand the importance of food and why it's important to follow a certain diet. When girls come up to me, they always say, oh, I bet you eat so healthy and you never eat anything, you always eat salads. Dude, I never eat salads. Like, I hate salads so much. It's something that I never liked. In fact, I can't even remember last time I had some salad. Probably was like 2 years ago last time I did a salad. I ate a salad. I can't even remember, if I have to be honest. So definitely, yes, you want to be healthy, but you don't have to be restrictive. You can still have pasta. You can still eat donuts. You can still eat anything you like, really. Food needs to be tasty, okay? Otherwise, you're not going to stick to it. And rather than worrying about eating salads in order to lose weight, that's a massive misconception. We don't have to eat salads in order to lose weight. It's all about calories and tracking calories. And by the way, if you wanted to join my online coaching, the link is in the description below. If you want to start one-to-one online coaching with me, and I'm happy to help you figure out what you need to eat and what calories you need to eat for your own goal, because everyone is different. That's another thing before we start this. I want you to understand that this is what I eat for my goals, and also for my preference as well. You know, guys, you know, I'm Italian, right? Obviously, you will know by now. Obviously, I like to eat pasta, but you don't have to eat pasta if you don't like it. You can eat more rice, you can eat other different things. Whatever you prefer, you can still adjust it to your own liking. If you like having ice cream, for example, as part of your meal, absolutely you can do that. If you like having, I don't know, pizza, you can still do that. I still eat pizza every single week. I have it on a Saturday actually as well. I love it. I'm Italian, of course, I'm gonna eat pizza. As long as there is no pineapple in it. If you eat pineapple on pizza, you're going to hell, okay? So just so you know. Preparation is key. So obviously we talked about calories and how macros need to fit your goals, okay? So the first thing I want you to do is to understand how many calories you need for your body, okay? So if you don't know, if you have no idea, you can either go on Google and just simply Google calorie calculator online, or I usually use an app, a free app that is called MyFitnessPal, which, by the way, I'm not sponsoring. Is genuinely what I've been using every single day, every step of my journey for years now. Your body is like a temple. Obviously, you can still enjoy your donuts and pizza, but you also want to make sure you still enjoy all the other nutrients and you have a healthy and balanced diet. In order to reach your goals, you want to make sure that you consume enough calories. So the only way to stick to your calories is sometimes to meal prep. And I like to do that because I'm so busy. I work 12 hours a day and I'm constantly on the go and I don't have the time to cook. And the answer is simple. You need to make time to meal prep. So if you can just choose one day of the week, I usually like to do it on a Sunday because that's the day that I usually have a little bit more time. I like to cook in bulk for the next few days so that I'm ready and I'm prepared. Preparation is key, okay? So if you got everything ready, all your food in your little containers, all you have to do is grab it from the fridge, pop it in the microwave and just have it straight away. That's why it's so important to have it prepared. Honestly, it just doesn't have to be complicated. You can make anything you want. And well, obviously you need to make sure you track it. So I'm gonna be needing a scale, okay? So I'll grab a pan and I'll start with the mincemeat. We're gonna make, guess what? Bolognese. So I'm going to start by making the bolognese first. So literally nice and simple. I'm going to start by cooking the meat first and season it with some salt, pepper, chili, mixed herbs, garlic, and also, guys, turmeric. I know it sounds a bit weird, but turmeric is actually a great anti-inflammatory spice, and also helps with muscle recovery, and you can't even taste it. So I've been actually adding it a little bit to a lot of random meals as well, like bolognese and stuff like that, because you can't really taste it, and it's just so good for you. So why not? Also, we're entering winter season, autumn season, so it's good to just have something like this to kind of like boost your immune system as well. So why not? So very nice and simple. I'm gonna start by weighting up my pasta. So just weighting up my pasta, I'm gonna make 2 meals out of this. So I'm gonna make 2 bolognese. It's not spaghetti, I mean penne bolognese dishes. So I'm gonna have 100 grams each day. So 200 grams, that's what I need. Almost there. Few more, perfect, 200 grams. And I'm going to use, so that is 500 grams. So I'm just gonna use a little bit, so probably like 3/4 of the mincemeat, and then freeze the rest. That's actually really good. It's really important that you freeze your meat, because otherwise it'll just go off, especially with mincemeat. I feel like it just goes off so quick. In the meantime, I'm just gonna bring the pasta to boil. I mean, guys, you know, you need to like make it al dente, because otherwise it's just not talking to me. You know the way to do it. In order to make it al dente, just really nice and simple, you always go off what the pack says, and it usually gives like two indications, either like 9 to 12 minutes. So you always want to pick the shortest amount of time in order to make it al dente like we like it. So in this case, it needs to be boiled for 9 minutes. So I'm just gonna pour it in and set a timer. Hey Siri, set a 9-minute timer.
1 minute, starting now.
Hey Siri, 9-minute timer.
There's already a 1-minute timer.
Oh. 9.
Why is it Australian?
Because I like it, Australian. It's a sexy accent, isn't it? Start breaking it off. So with this kind of stuff, especially with this meat, you want to start seasoning it as soon as it hits the pan, so they can just keep the flavor. So I'm just using quite a bit of salt, pepper as well, just a generous amount garlic, because otherwise, if you don't use garlic, what are you using? Okay, some chili. Let's get a little bit of spicy in it. And as I said before, I wanted to use some turmeric, because honestly, guys, you can't really taste it. So actually put in a little bit more. Perfect. Just leave it there until it gets nice and brown. Okay, and then I'm also going to add my veggies. For my veggies, I'm going to use peas, just frozen peas. Again, another tip, guys, if you're cooking in bulk, get a lot of frozen vegetables. I use so many of them. It's just easier because they don't go off, and they're just also quite cheap as well. So what I will do, I'll eyeball this. I'll just get some frozen peas, and I will add my pasta sauce. Okay. Dolmio, guys, make sure you don't tell my mom that I use a pre-made sauce, otherwise she's going to disown me. So it stays between me and you, okay? So what I'm going to do, okay, so I definitely train legs, but I need to like work on my arm strength. So I'm just going to literally pour a generous amount of this, okay? Literally almost the whole jar, so 3/4 of the jar. Okay, mix it in, and I'm gonna let it simmer until basically the pasta is also ready. Perfect, so we can just add the peas in as well. Perfect timing. Again, peas are not really calorific, so I don't tend to track them. I usually eyeball what I'm gonna use, so generous amount of peas in there. Okay, salted. And in the meantime, we can also prepare what we're gonna eat. I'm also gonna put some salmon in, so just nice and simple salmon fillet. Lemon. Okay, just to add a bit of a zesty flavour. It's really good for you. Okay, so nice and simple. Also putting in my veggies. I'm going to put just frozen vegetables. They're just, this is a mix of zucchini, pepper, aubergines. So really easy. Just open this. Got the veggies there. So I'm also going to put in my other meals in. Just literally meal prepping. When you meal prep, you want to make sure you're efficient with your food, so cooking in bulk. That's what we're doing. So these are actually vegetarian sausages, but because I want to mix in, rather than just having a lot of meat, I'm actually trying to incorporate more vegetarian and vegan things, just to mix it up a little bit. And these are quite high in protein as well, so very good. So I'm going to put all of them in, okay, in the same pan. And I'm also, well, they won't fit in there, but I'll use another pan so that we can basically cook this in bulk. Okay, I'm going to put this for 20 minutes just to cook the whole tray together. And see, it doesn't have to be that hard cooking in bulk. And I'll show you how I assemble everything. I'm going to also put some corn nuggets. So instead of chicken nuggets, they're basically made of corn, and they're a little bit healthier and they're meat free as well. Just because, as I said before, I'm trying to consume less meat for the environment, because, you know, I want to feel a little bit better about myself. So I'm literally making all of them. Okay. And yeah, popping it in the oven with the rest of the stuff. I'm going to put everything for like 20-25 minutes. So everything is basically going to be ready. Again, this time efficiency. And this is basically, this food is like going to last me days. And you see how easy it is? Like, literally I have to put everything together. And literally voila. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to weight the pasta and make sure that I get the same amount in both of the containers. But we're going to basically start assembling our little bolognese pasta, okay? So I'm just going to weight it first. Bear in mind that when you cook it, before you cook it, the weight is different to when when it's cooked. It's basically different to when it's raw. So it's better to always measure before cooking it. Basically, you have to measure when it's raw, because the measurements kind of change. Maybe like, I think the pasta gets filled up with water or something like that, so it just completely like messes up with everything, okay? So I want to make sure that we have similar portions divided into the little two tubes, okay? Okay. So for example, that's only this alone, it basically measures 214 grams, and before we put 200 grams for the whole thing, so you can see that the weight is already changed. So that's 214. See this. So that's our pasta in the container, and also we want to put now the meat and the sauce and the meat. Okay. Also going to top it with a little mozzarella, because yeah, why not? It just, mozzarella makes everything a little bit tastier. So I'm going to only put 30 grams because it's going to add quite a bit of calories. So I'm going to weight it. Let's do on this one as well. And then guys, I'm just going to place some parsley, literally just decorate it and make it look nice. And this is here, like, you guys, we have already 2 meals ready. Okay, so in the meantime, while I'm waiting for the fish and the veggie sausages to cook, I'm just going to talk you through my snacks. I don't usually prep my snacks because they're just so easy. It takes literally like a couple of minutes. So obviously I would use my blessed protein. My favorite is banana bread, my favorite flavor, and I just put a scoop of that, 1 whole banana, a handful of ice, and I will just make it on the moment. I wouldn't make it and just leave it in the fridge, if it makes sense, because it just takes a few minutes, so I'm not gonna like prep it now. So again, just 1 scoop of this, 1 whole banana, milk of choice, I use almond milk, and you put as much milk as you like. It depends how thick you want it. Obviously the less milk you put, the thicker the shake is going to be. I like mine to be quite like smooth and not too thick, so I like to add quite a bit of milk and just a handful of ice, just for freshness. So that's the snack that I would have, with also a little scoop of creatine. I would consume creatine with all my meals, by the way, and they're both from EHP Labs. I'll put the link in the description below, but you can get these much cheaper if you use my code Kiara10 as well. So this could be one snack, or sometimes you just like snack on some nuts. Sometimes I just snack on some nuts or some peanut butter and some toast, or I'll just have like a tuna can, like literally open it and eat it, if it makes sense. So these are like, I don't really need to prep them because they're just already ready, if it makes sense. I just like literally open it and eat it. Okay, so the food is finally ready. It only took 25 minutes, so that's not too bad. So I'm just gonna start layering the rice on top. Okay, I'm just going to use the whole pack. I'll just literally put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. So it's all ready. I'm going to put my salmon on top. Salmon on top, on the side. I'm also going to put some spinach, just for my veggies. Don't forget about the greens. Okay. On the side. These are pre-washed, by the way. Pre-washed. And I'm going to put all my lovely peanut sauce on top. On the side with the rest, and assemble the others. I'm going to use mashed potato as my carb sauce. Okay, so let me just, I'm going to use half of this. Just gonna like, literally there's not a pretty way of doing this really. I just have to put half of this. These are veggie sausages, by the way, guys. So I use 6 just because it'll be higher in protein. And I'm gonna layer the rest of the vegetables in, the Mediterranean vegetables. This is reduced sugar because health. Okay, so just literally being really generous with it. Going to be creative with this, just because I'm gonna be a bit random this one, just because, yeah, I just didn't have any more food left. So I'm just gonna throw in together what I've got left. Literally, it just shows you don't have to be fancy when it comes to meal prepping. As long as you hit your macros, you got your source of carbs, protein, and your micronutrients, you're good to go really. And I'm gonna add my veggie nuggets. It's a little bit of kids' meals, isn't it? Okay, it's a lot of nuggets there. Okay. And that's it really. I'm gonna add my veggies on the side. So I'm gonna put all the meals together, and that's basically me sorted for the next few days. How nice is it that you don't have to worry about cooking? You just literally just put everything in the fridge, and when you have to, you got your lunch and dinner, you just literally grab it, pop it in the microwave, and all done. Okay, so these are the meals. 5 meals are gonna last me a few days. Usually I would make more, but I've got some more ready in the fridge already, so I don't need to make more. But it's just to show you how easy it is. For all this, you could literally just make more meat and just boil more pasta and just make more meals. I normally do, I wouldn't meal prep or keep stuff in the fridge for more than 3 days. So if you want to meal prep for the whole week, for example, I highly recommend freezing the rest, because you can freeze the meals, by the way. Simply defrost them the day before you're having them and pop them in the microwave, and they'll be just fine. The only downside to meal prepping that I can think of is that sometimes obviously can be a bit repetitive. Of course, as you can see, like there are some doubles here, and if you want to make it for the full week, it's just easier to repeat the same meals, because if you start making loads of different meals for the whole week, it will take you more than an hour for sure. It will take you a while. So obviously you have to think that when you're meal prepping, you have to repeat a few meals, but that is okay, because I mean, I'm quite happy with that, as long as I know that I'm consuming the right amount of calories that I need for my goals, and yeah, I'm consuming enough carbs, protein, and micronutrients as well. But yeah, I hope this video helped you a little bit and encouraged you, because it's so important to track your calories, because you could have the best training program in the world, but if you're not eating the right amount of macros and calories, you will not reach your goals. It's not just about training. I wasted basically a full year just training at the gym, but I wasn't eating enough, and I wasn't eating the right things and the right macros, and that basically that year went to waste. So you have to make sure you pair up a good nutrition, and with nutrition I don't mean eating salads, I mean eating the right macronutrients. Again, if you want me to help you with your macros, if you don't know quite well what kind of macros you need to eat, how much food, how much protein, how much carbs you need to consume for your own goal, link in the description below, and I can help you with that with my one-to-one online coaching. But yeah, I hope you found this video useful. I had so much fun actually showing you the recipes. But yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy this, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, hopefully, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.